in your humble opinion, right? What would you say is the current state of dating for the average guy?
This is going to be good. Guys, get your notepads out. We going to break this one down.
The game is getting harder. And if you're sitting out here and you are not trying to level up along with the game, you are going to struggle into eternity. These women have so many choices. Social media has made that worse. COVID even has made that worse. These bitches are sitting at home on their phones all day. They read every DM sent to them.
Facts.
So if you DM a bitch and she doesn't reply, don't worry, she saw it. She just said no. I was a pimp. I'm a 4-time kickboxing world champion. 6'3", a multi-millionaire. I've got Bugatti Chiron.
Bugatti on the way.
If I'm getting shit off bitches now and again, you fucking lame dudes must be getting wrecked. I'm gonna make this very, very clear. I live without pity. I don't believe in pity for men. I really don't. Because what you've done is you've made a conscious choice. You've decided being lazy is more important to you than having sexual access. Because as a man, it doesn't matter what you're born with. You can become what you want to be. You can become a superhero if you so choose. And you chose not to. All those nights you sat home, all those times you played video games,
jerking off,
all that shit you did, jerking off the Pornhub, accumulated in you not getting any replies to your DMs. You fucking deserve it. You deserve it. This is the world. And the world is not fair or nice. This is human nature. But it is getting harder and harder. I get a lot of guys messaging me, hey, Tate, can you teach me game? The biggest game is being the G.
Bam.
The biggest game is being so legit you don't have to play games. I don't need game. I'm me, right? So that's right. So you need to go be you. You're going to sit on Instagram, see all these beautiful women, the 20 out of 10s that exist, and you know they're fucking someone, and you know it's never going to be you, and you're still not going to try and become something, then you deserve what you got. You deserve it.
Don't, DeMarco.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
Yeah, man. It's so true. Women have more options than ever before. You can either cry about it or you can adapt. We don't sit here and complain about hypergamy. We teach you guys how to circumvent it and become the best version of yourself. The problem is that these guys change their whole image and do all this extra shit to get girls. No, you should be doing all that extra shit to better yourself. And then the byproduct of bettering yourself is the girl. A woman needs to respect you first.
100%.
And if you are how you are, you know, King Von, I am what I am.
Authenticity is super important because females have intuition and they can smell if you're fake.
Yeah.
This is the problem that most game guys have. If you look at a lot of the game guys that their entire life is dedicated to just pointless sex with random chicks, the reason for that is because if they even get a bad chick, even if they get a good chick with a good heart, they can't hold her down.
Nope.
Because if you have a good enough game, right, you're a liar. And then she sees through you after a few weeks and realizes you ain't shit. And she doesn't want to stay with you. So then you feel better by just spinning endless plates, whatever. So I know there's a lot of these guys who are into game and stuff. Like, yeah, I banged this girl, that girl, that girl, that girl, that girl. I was in a different business. I wasn't interested in sleeping with a bunch of girls. I was interested in having girls obey me and love me.
Bam.
Because that's how I made my money for a long time. I love women. If I'm sick, I don't call the boys. I call the chicks. I don't feel well. Come lay, and a woman will come lay with your sick ass in bed, cook for you, clean for you, do all this. Women have a healing power. Every man to some degree needs some women in his life. And I want women who love me and who are loyal to me and who obey me. You need to be a man worthy of respect because a woman needs to respect you to love you.
Facts.
And the way a woman's going to respect you is one of you respect yourself and two of other men respect you. In spite of all these facts, some men are still remarkably lazy. Well, then you're going to live the reality that you've painted. You made your bed and you're going to live in it. That's the reality of the world. You need to level up as a man. If any man who's watching this, it's not just money. It's not just being in shape. It's everything. It's life experience. It's pizzazz. It's having that famous. It's the ability to tell a story. It's yoga fire. Can you yoga fire a bitch? I can. Listen, if I threaten a bitch with yoga fire, she gets scared. I've seen it in her eyes. I will play. I've got a Street Fighter machine in my house. I'll play Street Fighter with a bitch. Fuck her up, right? And I'll turn to her and say, listen, I can do that for real. She'll go, what? I'm like, yoga fire. And she'll be like, ha, ha, ha. But then she'll look me in the eyes. Maybe.
Yoga fire!
Maybe he can't. When you have a bitch look at you and she's actually half scared that you can throw fireballs from your hands, she's sucking dick. For real. Because she respects me. She respects me to the point where she's like, maybe. I don't know this guy can do everything else. He's got this fucking mansion and shit. The world has always been about respect. As a man, you need to be respected. And you're only going to be respected if you do things that people respect. And most of the time, those things are on the other side of fear. We talk about the world we live in today and the problem with girls, et cetera, et cetera. The real problem with the world is that there's an epidemic of cowardice. It's on the other side of fear that you're going to garner the respect of other individuals. You have to do things that they're afraid to do, meaning most likely you are also afraid. I've done a bunch of shit I was afraid. I was afraid 87 times before I got in the ring and cage. It's scary, right? I lived a scary life. But by going through all of that, I am now respected. You have to learn to face your fear. I'm not saying not be afraid, because that's not brave. If you do something and you're not afraid, you're not brave. You have to be afraid and do it anyway. That's what courage is. So I'm not saying you can be as scared as you want, but you still have to go. This also ties into why you need to create your reality. I'll give you an example, man. Everybody around me is brave. I don't hang around with cowards. You have to understand that I've created my reality to the point now where I can only make the bravest decision because everybody I speak to is brave. There's no bitchness in my realm. I'm rich enough that everybody I correlate my existence with, everybody I conversate with, is saying do the brave thing. There's literally no realm for being a coward. So how can I be the only coward in my peer group? Am I gonna be the only pussy amongst all the men I talk to? No. They say you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So even if you're sitting here right now and you know you're a little bitch, why are you not hanging around with brave men? Because there's a magical power amongst men. And it's a magical power which has been forgotten and lost. When you put enough men in the same room, there's a transference of energy that makes us feel invincible. I say all the time, your friends should bring out the worst in you. And when I say the worst, I mean, you know, when you're with your boys and you're loud and you feel aggressive and you're about it and you'll talk to that bitch, who cares if she says no? They bring out the worst in you because you don't give a fuck anymore. Because what used to happen evolutionarily is when large groups of men got together, you charged at the enemy. That's what you did. You ran at the spears. Even in World War I, World War II, they ran at machine guns, screaming over the trenches. When men get together, there's a magical force that makes us feel brave, makes us feel powerful. So you should be around other men that make you feel that way. There ain't a bitch alive who can drag me down. You can't make me sad. I'm with my team. So most of these pussies are hanging around pussies, wondering why they're pussies. You deserve it. You need to create your reality. You don't even need to be brave enough to become brave by yourself. You need to be around men who are already brave. And you need to have enough self-respect to not embarrass yourself like Tommy Fury, like a little punk. You need to stick to the game. But this is the truth of the world we live in now. We live in a world full of cowardice. Bravery will take you pretty fucking far.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what most of these people are missing. Because if you're truly brave, you'll have results in and of itself, but you'll also have all the motivation you need to upgrade your character to then have fantastic things. I say we're living inside the Matrix, and we are, but you know what we're really doing? We're living inside of a video game. You know, people say to me all the time, people go, you remind me of Tyler Durden because you inspire me to, like, you know, live my life. Or you remind me of Morpheus because you're trying to, like, wake me up. I get all these different things. Or you look like a GTA character when I'm running around with my machine gun and my in Romania and my Ferrari, whatever. Yeah. But we do live in a video game. In a video game, you're going to go through trial and tribulation. You're going to struggle to upgrade your character. And the reason you upgrade your character is when you get more stats, you can complete more difficult levels within the game. Life is exactly the same. The levels never end, but as you become better, you stand a better chance of completing them. That's what we were talking about money earlier, saying that, if you have money, you get girls. Yeah. Well, if you have money, you might get stupid girls. But if you want the baddest bitch, money's just going to allow you to start that level. That's all it is. You still got to do the work. Yep. You still got to have everything else on top. You still got to be fitter than the other rich guys, smarter than the other rich guys, more funny than the other rich guys.
Just allows you to compete.
Just allows you to compete. That's it. So as you upgrade your character, you get further and further in the game, but the game never ends. That's the beauty of being a man. Mm-hmm. All these men are out here complaining that things are difficult. The reason it has value is because it's difficult. If it was easy, everyone would have it and it wouldn't have any value.
Facts.
How are you going to complain that it's hard to get a Lambo? The reason having a Lambo is cool is because nobody has a Lambo. You know what pisses me off when I'm in my Lambo? Seeing another one. It upsets me. I was like, no, I'm the G. Fresh, true or false?
That's true.
Fresh, get off the road, bro. I'm driving now. You understand? So if everyone had a Lambo, I wouldn't even want one. The fact that it's difficult, the fact that it's hard to do is the reason it has a value in the first place. Yeah. How are you going to complain that it's hard to be the man, but then also understand that being the man has value? They are linked. You cannot separate the two. It's a logic fail. If you love the idea of being that character you dream of yourself to be, then you should love the fact it's hard to become that man because it means no one else can do it. This is what I love. I love everything about my life. I know the shit I've been through to become who I am. And I wouldn't trade a second of it because there's also this massive juxtaposition, which is so important for masculine happiness and contentment. I'll tell you the coolest thing about being rich. The coolest thing about being rich is remember when I was broke. It's only cool to sit there with my brother in the fucking Nurse restaurant with Salt Bay being an idiot, spending 15 G's and saying, do you remember when we didn't have a penny?
Right.
15 grand for dinner? We never had 15 grand in our savings account in our lives.
Bam.
Do you remember that time we were living off those 10p packs of noodles for 2 weeks? Do you remember? You need this juxtaposition. There is no light without dark. You will not appreciate your six-pack unless you didn't have one and you had to earn it. That's how the world works. So when I talk to these dudes like, oh, but it's, you know what, Tate? Yeah, I agree, but you know, it's hard. It's hard. Of course it is. It's supposed to be. And if you're not cut out for it, then fuck off and live a normal existence and die. That's your decision. If you want to level up your character, then you need to get out here and do it. You need to be around brave men. You need to get some balls. You need to get your network together. You need to be paying attention to things like the Fresh and Fit podcast. Listen to the truth. Humble yourself. Stop sitting there with an ego. Realize you ain't shit. Most of you fuckers could go look in the mirror right now. And if you were totally honest with yourself, go look in the mirror and be honest with yourself and say, if I was a hot bitch, would I fuck me? And the answer for most of you is no. That's the game. But I made myself this way. I wasn't born this way. I absolutely and utterly made myself this way. And any single one of you men out here can do the same thing. I don't want to plug too hard, but inside the War Room, this is what we teach. The War Room is the only organization in the world in which we kick out members every single month. Every other membership club, every other group you can join, you can pay your money, you can sit around and pretend you're getting progress, right? It's like signing up to a gym. They'll take your membership even if you never go.
Facts.
Not the War Room. You must complete tasks to succeed and survive. If you do not survive, you are kicked, because I refuse to have cowardice around me. It's my organization. Everyone else in there, the thousands of men in there, think and act and work hard like I do. We're not having no pussy fucking holding on to coattails. That's what the War Room's about. The War Room's about that bravery and that male competition. It's impossible to be in a highly competitive environment and massively fail like most of these dudes are failing. I'm telling you now, I have zero sympathy for most of you guys, because the lives you live are the lives you have built for yourselves. Blind luck has given you a favorable hand and you've managed to fuck it up. And then you want to message me and ask, how do I get pussy? You don't deserve any fucking pussy.
Bam.
I deserve it all. So fuck you. It's your own fault.